Oh, it meant the world. 19 months off. You start to wonder if you're still built for this, if you're still a fighter. And I guess I am, because that was like even though a lot of people say the Matt Wiman fight was perfect, this fight was like my favorite performance of mine. I went out there, I took down a really good grappler, I submitted him very quickly and promptly and took no damage. So it felt amazing, it was perfect. I feel like it was the first time in my life since I started this journey where I got a glimpse into what my life is about fighting, and I did not like it. I feel like it's fine not to be a fighter when I'm older or after I've done, but the feeling that I had, the loss that I was experiencing when I was training for no purpose. I was getting better, but there's nothing on the horizon, and it just really sucked. I now know that I don't think I'm the type of person that after I'm done fighting, I'm not going to train anymore. It's not worth it unless there's a fight on the horizon. I'm not going to put my body through this stress. I'm not going to go through this pain if I'm not going to have a fight, something to prepare for. And I know I'm more than just a fighter, but I really do think I miss the competitive aspect. I miss the uncertainty of fighting. I miss the thrill of fighting. A lot of people say, like, I'm not doing this for the thrills, it's who I am. Like, it's part of who I am. But I love the way it feels. I love the walkouts. I love when I feel my mind go through that switch where I'm not Jordan Leavitt, I'm the Monkey King for 15 minutes. I love that part. I love seeing what I become when I prepare for a fight. And I hope I don't have to stop doing that anytime soon. I hope it can happen a lot more often. I hope there's no more long layoffs so I can continue to grow and discover myself. It's funny because this is the first fight where I walked out to a serious walkout song. I've always walked out to something silly or stupid or, sexual. So I was trying to make it less serious than it was. Because I was like, okay, it's just a fight. I'm not taking it too seriously. I wanted to be relaxed. And then I would win some, I'd lose some. And I realized it didn't matter that I was pretending not to take it so seriously. A loss still sucks. I know I'm putting my all into it when I'm in that cage. So this is the first fight where I walked out to something that inspired me, made me want to become a better version of myself. And I walked out there and it helped me flip this switch. I was listening to my walkout song before every workout for over 6 months. And then I got my fight schedule. I knew exactly what I was walking out to. I had my fight outfit picked out. It was the first time I fought where I was using the walkout song as something to prime my performance, my performance persona. I walked out of John 1 by a Bible college, and it's going viral on TikTok right now, but it's a very powerful rendition of the John 1 from the Bible, and I loved it. I've never walked out to something that was actually serious, that people weren't laughing during. It was a tone shift, but I think it was good for me. 1,000%, I felt a lot of pressure. Even when I would take myself more seriously, I would post something more serious or introspective, it'd be like, shake your ass. Where's this working? Why are you acting serious? It's because I am serious. And I feel like I finally got to the point where whenever people describe, I listen to the announcers before my fights, the charismatic Jordan Leavitt, the charismatic, I'm more than just a guy of charisma. I'm also a fighter. I don't want to be like, oh, got a nice personality. When you're dating somebody, I'm dating a girl, what do you think about her? She got a nice personality. There was nothing else you wanted to say. And I want to make sure that people don't just think my personality when I fight. That's going to be a selling point. I'm going to have that, but I'm also just a fighter who has different skills, who has different mindset, and I'm not super extroverted all the time. I'm a very introspective, quiet person 90% of my life, and I'm trying to show the more serious aspects, and if I lose some of my fans that love the circus part of it, I'm sad to see you go, but that's a sacrifice I have to be willing to make if I want to continue to be authentic and live by a principle of radical honesty like I try to. I got 5 really good years, maybe 2 to 3 years after that. I pay off my house after the next fight. Maybe I'll pay off the next house, I just want to make sure that when I'm done fighting, I just watch my kids grow up, honestly. I just want to be able to be as present as I possibly can. My mom worked so many hours growing up. I saw my mom so rarely until I was an adult. And I just want to make sure that by the time my kids are all teenagers, that I'm just there 100% for them. That's what I'm doing this all for. I'm doing it I'm sacrificing all this pain and time and effort now. That way I could be there for my children during their hard times. And that's kind of what inspires me. I always try to live by a principle of radical honesty. And it's hard to be authentically true to yourself, but it's not hard to live not by lies. It's not hard to not lie to yourself. And I feel like I had this really crazy life, and I'm accomplishing my dreams. I'm doing these things I never thought I could do. And I never wanted to look back on my time as a fighter and be like, I wish I was more myself. I wish people knew who I was. I wish I was a better example of who I actually am. I want to live not by lies. I want to be as honest and as true to myself as I possibly can, because I feel like a lot of fighters and a lot of people in general go through their lives and they look back on a previous stage and they're like, dude, I wish I was more myself. You never regret showing more of yourself. And I want to just be the best version of myself after I'm done with this sport. And I want to walk out of it the same man I've always been, just better. With a little bit more scarred, maybe some stitches, some CTE possibly. But it's all about growth. And this sport is the medium I use to grow.